Countries have announced their 2026 Olympic hockey team rosters. That's how you'd say it, right? You wouldn't say Olympic hockey team rosters. Or is that what I said? Hockey team Olympic rosters? Anyway, they've announced their initial 6 players on each team. No surprises, but some maybe weird choices for the initial 6. For example, Canada doesn't have Brad Marchand up there, which is weird considering he's objectively the best hockey player ever to come out of Canada. Ting! I'm only joking, but damn, Brad.
On the right side of face-off room, the West Arena ahead. Here's Marchand back in with the move to the net.
Anyway, let's go through the list. Let's talk about it.
How's your breath?
It's not good, eh?
No, I meant in terms of conditioning.
Is there anything else I want to mention in this video? Calgary got a new assistant GM. I'd watch out for Calgary this season. They are hanging on. And Ryan Bowness has been named assistant general manager of the New York Islanders. The Islanders, on the other hand, I don't understand their path forward. Maybe you guys can let me know what you think of the Islanders in the comments. Matthew Tkachuk admitted how injured he was going into the playoffs this season.
Down throughout the playoffs, and now I'm feeling the best I've felt. So personally, I'm very happy with where the health is and everything, and just very lucky that I'm able to be playing. I did not think I was going to be playing. I shouldn't say that. I thought there was maybe a 50% chance I wouldn't be playing.
I think that was a little bit of insight, but we all kind of knew about it. Not my favorite player in the world, but I'm glad that he's getting through his injury. But let's talk about these initial rosters. Let's start with France. This one's pretty easy. Alexandre Tessier. I wonder how the French will enjoy my pronunciation of that name. Yeah, they only announced one player. You feel like they probably could have announced more, and I'm not sure why they did. I guess it's up to operations in France. But France actually has a pretty decent amount of registered hockey players from their country. Around 20,000 hockey players, which is considerably more than some of the countries that you typically consider as hockey countries. So I'm glad that France is a part of this, and I'm really excited to see what their roster will look like. But so far, we just have the lone Tessier. Sometimes it only takes one, right? Which is why it would be really neat if you subscribe to my channel. We're really close to 15,000 subscribers. Can we do it in this video? I don't know. That'd be like, what, 700 subscribers? I've legitimately done that before, but that was like during, Habs season. That was when they were winning in January, late December. Can't believe the growth in this channel, guys. Really, thank you so much for your support. If you're already subscribed, hit the like button. Helps me out with YouTube-y stuff. Next, let's talk about Latvia. We got Elvis Merzlikins, Arturs Silovs, Zemgus Girgensons, Teddy Bluger, that's an easier name to pronounce, Rodrigo Abols, and Uvis Balinskis. Woo! For Denmark, we see Lars Ehlers, Nikolai Ehlers, Fredrik Andersen, Oliver Borgstrand, and Jonas Ronderberg. A lot of these teams, I feel like they will surprise you. If the composition is right, I really think that we could see some upsets. Switzerland, we got Niederreiter, Hischier, Fiala, Siegenthaler, Josi, and Meyer. Switzerland's looking strong. Slovakia, Nemec, Slavkovsky, Cernak, Tatar, Pospisil, and Fehervari. Is that how you say Fehervari? That's one that I don't say often. Our boy Slav is on the team. He is a monster when he plays international hockey. So Slovakia, I hope you don't mind when they play. I'm going to be an unofficial Slovakian, I guess.
We could all use a clean sheet sometimes.
What kind of food do y'all like over there anyway? Germany, so cool to see Germany participating. Really neat to see Draisaitl get his opportunity to play international hockey. Of course, we have Stützle, Eichel, Seider, Grubauer, and Sturm. Czechia is very interesting. David Pastrnak, awesome. Arturs Necas, incredible. Pavel Zacha, teammates. We got teammates on the team. Lukas Dostal, Pilat, and Radko Gudas. Depends on what happens in Boston, but it's looking like probably 2 captains on this team, huh? And Dostal, he is, I think, an underrated goaltender with a lot of audiences. Anaheim, you probably know what you got in Dostal, but...
Wide turn to the right, Dostal coming out, Jack Hughes in. He doesn't shoot, never got the shot away.
He's an up-and-comer, and I think you'll be hearing his name a lot in years to come. Now on to Sweden. We have Hedman, Kempe, Dahlin, Nylander, Landeskog, and Raymond. For me, this is maybe the strongest team so far we've gone through. So cool to see Landeskog. I think that storyline in the playoffs this season was downplayed or not talked about enough.
The need for speed. Landeskog! Yeah! Oh, Captain! My Captain!
Because we didn't really get to see it enough. Poor Colorado. I was rooting for Colorado to beat Dallas, but we saw what happened there, which segues well into this next team, Finland. So we have Heiskanen, Barkov, Aho, Lindell, Saros, and the Colorado killer himself, Rantanen. Finland as well, they're going to have a very strong team, obviously. I feel like there could have been other names mentioned as well in this announcement. Now the North American teams, Team USA, I feel they kind of picked the good top 6 here. So there's Matthews, Hughes, McAvoy, Tkachuk, and Eichel. Maybe they could have thrown Jack Hughes into that mix, but maybe he's not there because of the showing he had at the Four Nations. And finally, Team Canada, Connor McDavid, Nathan MacKinnon, Brayden Point, Cale Makar, Sidney Crosby, Sam Reinhart. I'm not going to say too much here because I realize that I do have some bias, especially with Sam Reinhart, who I respect a lot as a player, and I realize he's been having phenomenal years. I think that I downplay him a little bit because he does play with Barkov. And then Brayden Point, I don't know if he screams Canadian superstar player. And I think that's because he's on the Tampa Bay Lightning. And that might have something to do with poor Sam Reinhart as well. So probably pretty bad takes from me. But I'll eat that. I would love to see even Mark Scheifele up there now, especially considering the playoffs that he had. I don't know. I think that his stock is the highest it's been in a long time, and that's coming from a Montreal Canadiens fan. But we all know the player that I would have liked to have seen.
Coasting in some space. Nick Suzuki. Round try. Suzuki. OT winner. Unbelievable.
And there's a little bit of controversy there, right? But I'm sure this time around we will see Captain Nick Suzuki on Team Canada's roster. So no doubt there's a lot of anticipation behind this. The 2026 Winter Olympics in Italy, right? Milan-Cortina Winter. Oh boy, this is gonna be the video with the most comments ever. It's gonna be this is pronounced this way, this is just the whole way down. Even when I pronounce something correctly, people are like, actually, the emphasis is on the Pezzo. But what are your 2026 Winter Olympic hockey predictions? Do you think there's going to be some upsets? Do you think that Team Canada is going to start to show how countries are beginning to tighten things up in terms of competitiveness? I think that there's no doubt. And maybe this is what it's going to take for Hockey Canada to become more creative with their systems, with their onboarding systems, subsidizing or at least making it easier for families to get their kids in and playing. Because I can tell you as a father of 2, the time that you have to commit, the money that you have to commit, and is it okay to say effort? The effort you have to put in even just as a parent, it's daunting. Anyway, I can probably do a whole video about that. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all of your support. I really appreciate y'all. And you guys know what to do. Like the video. It helps me out with search results. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed to the channel. I would love to have you. And as always, I will see you down in the comments.